From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fairbanks Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. In Austin, Texas, a car sped into a large crowd of people who were waiting for a concert, killing 2 and injuring over 20.
According to the Austin NBC affiliate KXAN-TV, the driver was identified as 21-year-old Rashad Charjwan Owens of Fairbanks, Alaska.
He will reportedly be charged with 2 counts of capital murder and 23 counts of aggravated assault with a vehicle. Police say the car he was driving plowed through a crowded street full of people who were waiting for a concert. A Texas woman riding on a moped and a man from the Netherlands on a bicycle were killed. Police say Owens had sped away from an officer after being stopped on suspicion of DWI a few blocks earlier. He was reportedly stopped by a police officer with a taser. According to Alaska court records, Owens was convicted here in Fairbanks on charges of drunk driving, leaving the scene of an accident and probation violation in the year 2011.
We're standing in line to get in Mohawk, and we have a badge holders line and a regular line, and everybody's minding their business, and we just hear a sudden burst of wind, and I look up, and someone hit me from behind like that, and I looked to the side, and I saw a gray, looked like a Subaru, like a 90-something Subaru, and it just rolled over some people and littered it all the way down, and I just remember seeing people bouncing off of the street all the way, rolling down past 10th.
2 Fort Wainwright soldiers were seriously injured during training this morning at the Yukon training area. According to a release, the soldiers were assigned to the Stryker Brigade combat team. However, their names have yet to be released. The incident reportedly occurred during a tent fire in the early morning hours today at the training area near Eielson, when a tent housing 3 soldiers caught fire. The 2 injured soldiers were taken to Seattle for additional treatment and are listed in stable condition.
Since the beginning of the week, Native representatives have been attending the Tanana Chiefs Conference Convention at the Westmark Hotel. Today, current TCC President Jerry Isaac addressed the convention, reminiscing on his past tenure as their leader. As the process to elect a new president to replace Isaac approached, chants, yells, and ceremonial dances broke out to celebrate the occasion. Then, after several tries to get a majority, Victor Joseph was named the winner. He is the TCC Health Director, managing the largest division within the organization. He's had 24 years tribal government experience.
Is that I'll continue to work as hard as I can for you. I'll advocate, I'll fight for our rights, and I'll fight for what you need. I won't stop. I'll learn from our elders, and when I need to, I'll ask them. I'll ask of our past leaders what directions I should take. I will take the lead from you. As we know, the tribes drive the organization.
Advocates of the so-called Fairbanks 4 also spoke yesterday at the Tanana Chiefs Conference after a resolution was passed for the nearly 16th year in the case.
And in it, Holmes stated he and 4 other young men were responsible for the murder of John Hartman, that young white boy walking alone.
The resolution was supported by all 43 tribes represented in the TCC, something they feel the state has not listened to.
We've seen so many disturbing actions on the part of the state. We had them come out in response to the Innocence Project filing and say there's never been a credible accusation that there's something amiss in this case.
Longtime advocate Shirley Lee spoke, saying during this time of wait, there is still action being taken to strengthen the case to exonerate the 4 men.
In the meantime, he is still reviewing additional evidence that is coming forward, and the case is getting stronger, and the state has indicated they're going to fight that. They don't want to let go of anything.
TCC President Jerry Isaac was recognized by the family of the 4 men in jail convicted of the murder for his strong advocacy in the case. Isaac said he was saddened that he couldn't see them go free before his time as president was up.
It saddens me that rights could easily be compromised. Rights could easily be compromised. And as president of the Tanana Chiefs Conference, I was powerless to see the freedom of these 4 young men. We will see the freedom for these 4 boys. Shucks, gee, almost cried there. Thank you, Shirley and the family of the 4 boys. I really appreciate this.
Stephanie Woodard, News Center 11.
Okay, when we come back, we have your interiortainment.
Also, it's Thursday, so that means Fairbanks Flavor, too. Those stories are next. Stay with us. And welcome back. Some angry comments were heard yesterday in the State Senate Resources Committee meeting. The subject was House Bill 77, which deals with water rights and land use. The committee was taking public testimony on a rewrite of the measure that had taken a year to write. Most said it took away the rights of citizens by giving too much authority to the Department of Natural Resources. The committee will schedule another hearing for Friday to continue taking testimony on the bill.
But its effect is simple. It silences the voices of Alaskans, our ability to speak up to protect healthy fish runs, animals, lands, and the waters across the state.
In 1956, the Alaska Constitution was ratified. This phenomenal piece of writing explicitly reserves natural resources to the people of Alaska for common use and similarly offers safeguards to protect our resources and our interests in them.
All you legislators, can you not hear the overwhelming majority of Alaskans against HB 77? Don't you hear this? How can you still be considering this? Industry has gotten turned down on some specific projects. So through our legislation, they are maneuvering you legislators.
3 Fairbanks teens have been indicted on charges in connection with an armed robbery of the Farmers Loop Sourdough gas station. Brandon Roberts, Marcus Howard, and Matthew Huger are charged with first-degree robbery and 2 counts of felony theft. According to court documents, 2 of the teens used semi-automatic pistols to force employees to the ground while they collected nearly $1,300 in cash, some checks, and 2 bottles of alcohol. The other teen, Huger, reportedly waited in the vehicle, providing a getaway.
An opera presented by Opera Fairbanks will be bringing the history of our town of Fairbanks to light this weekend. We now have more, and that's Interiortainment. The Color of Gold is a story of Fairbanks and the gold rush experienced here many years ago.
Of course, it really does takes place during Fairbanks gold rush time, so this is the turn of the century, and a young miner, John Turner, decides to leave his Chicago home where he's been an office guy, and he takes a long journey through the Canada and through the Yukon, and he gets all the way to Fairbanks, and he wants to find gold.
The story takes some serious twists and turns, and the director warns you may want to bring your tissues. The cast and crew has worked long hours perfecting the production for opening night.
We know how hard we work. We are usually here at 9 in the morning till like midnight. So we get an hour for lunch and an hour for dinner, and then we're all back on the clock again. Just a lot to get done. But everyone, what I love about it is that all of the chorus people come from the community. They have day jobs, then they come here because they love it and they want to do it. It's about Fairbanks.
The Color of Gold is a homegrown project. The music and libretto both were written by local interior Alaskans.
Cassandra Tilley is also a resident of Fairbanks, and she wrote the libretto, and then Emerson and Cassie got together to talk about it. They tweaked the script, and Emerson took it and started writing the music.
Opera Fairbanks' The Color of Gold runs March 14th through the 16th at Pioneer Park's Centennial Theater. I'm Stephanie Woodard, and that's Interiortainment, brought to you by the Finish Line Restaurant and Lounge.
All right, short and sweet and delicious. It's time now for another edition of Fairbanks Flavor.
Hello, welcome to Fairbanks Flavor. I'm Lisa Gambardella, and this is my kitchen downtown at Gambardella's Pasta Bella. Today we're making a lovely, healthy, and delicious dish. We're going to start with some broccoli, and we're going to blanch it ever so lightly because we want it nice and bright green and retain all the nutrients. We're also adding some kale, which has lots of vitamin K and antioxidants in addition to the broccoli. In our other pan, we're going to put some olive oil. Love the benefits of that. And some garlic. And I've got some chicken. Nice, lean, healthy protein for you. Let that garlic toast a little bit while we're doing just a brief cook on this. Of course, we always want to put some salt, especially for our veggies, and some freshly ground pepper. I've got some pre-cooked caramelized onions here. Looks delicious already. Okay, now I'm going to put some chicken stock in here. And I'm going to add in my veggies. Wow, look at that. I like to use little shell pasta with that because it's going to pick up the chicken stock. So it's almost like a quick soup. And that's all it takes to make a delicious, healthy meal with your kale and your chicken stock. Finish it with some Romano. And see all our delicious recipes at webcenter11.com.
Brought to you by Gambardella's Pasta Bella.
Wow, I am serious. I am always so hungry after watching that.
Yeah, that's right. But you got more info for us.
We do. So we have a winner now for Fairbanks Flavors contest. It's Brian Watson. Now, if you stay tuned, he's supposed to be featured. He's going to be making an Italian egg drop soup.
That sounds good.
Yummy.
That sounds yummy. All right. Well, Joe is not here. He's actually live at the Carlson Center as UAF prepares to take on UAA in the first round of division playoffs. Joe Cook, live from the Carlson Center after the break.
Hello, interior sports fans. Joe Cook here live at the Carlson Center for Game 1 of the first round of the WCHA playoffs. The Alaska Nananas taking on the UAA Seawolves. These two teams finished the regular season tied 2-2. But the Nananas, they won their 5th straight Gov Cup with the shootout last Saturday. And some big news coming also from the league. Cody Kunitz, the senior center, the WCHA Player of the Year, his 42 points, leading all WCHA players. Baker Memorial Award nominee, his 7 game-winning goals leads the nation. On the defensive side, Colton Pareko, he's the WCHA Defensive Player of the Year. His 19 assists lead all defensemen. His 2.6 blocks per game, 2nd in the country. And also the senior, the captain, Colton Beck, 2nd team all WCHA. His 36 points ranks 4th in the conference, 23 assists, 2nd among all WCHA. For him, that's 5th in the conference. He was 3rd team all WCHA, and the rookie Marcus Basara, his 21 points, 2nd among all rookies, and he made the all rookie team. So a lot of good things going for the Nananas. They've gone 8-2 in their last 10 games, and I'm joined by assistant coach Lance West, who joins me. Thanks for taking out the time.
Thanks for the time, Joe.
Yeah, and Coach, you know, back-to-back emotional weekends, had the Gov Cup. Now you're hosting the playoffs against your rivals. For you guys, what's it been like in practice gearing up for another big weekend?
Well, you know, we tried to approach it. You just go as the same type of preparation. It's a short week. We only had 3 days versus usually you have 4 days. So Monday through Wednesday, and we don't have that Thursday because you're playing. But so you had to pick up the pace a little bit early and go a little bit more intense right from the start. But at this point of the season, the guys know what they have to do. They know how they have to play, and it's just about being mentally sharp right now.
Most definitely, and also just talk about how you guys have been building this momentum, 8-2. What's going to be the key tonight, seeing your rivals again?
Well, it comes down to, I heard Mike Hastings, a Minnesota State coach, say it's playoff hockey. There's no secret. Your best players have to be your best players. Your special teams units have to be good, and you have to outwork the team you're playing against. It doesn't matter what seeds, what position. When it comes to playoff hockey, you have to do those things to be successful.
All right, Coach. And then also you guys got home ice. You guys were playing for this. Now you have it. How big will the home crowd play a part in this series, especially Game 1 and best of 3?
Well, it's always big. I mean, that's the reason you play so hard during the regular season. Home ice is a big advantage. It's also about the travel, not having to go and being comfortable, being at home, being in your own bed. You like all those things, and just having that normal routine. But last weekend on Saturday, the crowd was outstanding. It was loud and packed and sold out, and that gives the team a lot of energy. And sometimes when there's swings, the momentum shifts. Sometimes the fans can help you build your own momentum, and hopefully they can help us at the right times this weekend.
Most definitely. Thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck to you guys tonight. All right, take care. And also, the Nanack men's team, they're not the only team in the postseason. The UF women's hockey team, they're in Delaware for the ACHA Women's Division II National Tournament. They were runner-up last year, and they made their 3rd straight appearance. The Nanack finished 7-1-2, and they come in top 5 in the West region. Katrina Lydon, the goalie, is 2nd in the Division II with goals allowed at 1.3 per game. UAF, though, they're in the tough pool, number 2. Penn State, number 4, North Dakota State in that pool. The team feels that playing those big matchups early is better now than later.
The harder the hockey, the better the game. It's going to be fun to work hard to get there. I mean, this is our 3rd year going. I'm extremely excited. We've come so close the past 2 years, but we're going to win this year. This is our year.
No matter which team, especially us, you play to your competition, and so I think having those tough games is really going to prepare us, and no matter which way you look at it, you're going to have to play good teams to win the championship, and it just matter of playing them earlier or later. You're going to have to go through them, so hopefully we'll get them out of the way earlier.
But the women's hockey team would lose their first tough matchup today. Number 2 Penn State wins 3-2 over UAF. The Nooks led 1-0 after the first, but the Nittany Lions, they scored 3 unanswered goals, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and they hold on for a 3-2 win. Tomorrow, UAF will play number 4 North Dakota State, who beat the University of Delaware today 7-1. And yesterday, the Nanook swim team, they got 2 All-American finishes at the NCAA Championships in Geneva, Ohio, at the Spire Institute. As we look at some of the results, the 200 medley relay team of Margot and Victoria Adams, Binti Heller, and Naya Nguyen tied for third in 1 minute 42 seconds. The highest relays finish ever for UAF, and they set a new school record. Freshman Victoria Adams was an All-American honorable mention for finishing 11th in the 200 IM in 2 minutes and 3.8 seconds, which is also a new program record. And today in the 100 butterfly, Margot Adams, who's been runner-up for 2 straight years, finished 4th, received All-American honors. The team was in 8th place after Adams finished. And now we have our Iditarod report tonight. The top 3 finishers, Dallas Seavey, Alex Zirkle, and Mitch Seavey, set new records. Those top 3 finishes, the fastest since John Baker's 2011 record time of 8 days, 18 hours, and 46 minutes. All 3 finished under that time. And here are some more notables that finished the race. Martin Boozer, who led portions of the race, finished 6th. Veteran Jesse Royer was 7th, and Ken Anderson of Fairbanks finished in 12th, respectively. Rookie of the Year, Nathan Schroeder was the first rookie to finish. He finished in 7th place, and defending 2-time champion Yukon Quest winner Alan Moore finished 27th. 14 mushers are still on the trails, making their way into Nome. And tonight, we're going to have a whiteout. Yes, so whiteout as fans are filing in. They want all white here tonight as the Alaska Nanooks and the Sea Wolves battle again. First round WCA playoffs. Game 1 here tonight. Puck drops at 7:07. But, hey, I'll be here with highlights later tonight for the outcome of the game. But now your full weather forecast is coming up next. And we'll catch you next time, especially tonight for those highlights. But, hey, come out here. It's the whiteout. Go Nooks.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back into the Fairbanks Evening News. Mike Schultz with you once again talking about weather. A nice day across the interior day. Lots of sunshine. Temperatures warmed up again. 45 degrees at the Fairbanks Airport. I'm sure it's warmer in the other areas, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Here's our photograph for tonight. This one's sent in by Chris Jacks, another Fairbanks sunrise. Not quite sure what that tower is in the foreground there, but anyway, the colors you can see are really beautiful. Again, lots of reds and oranges. And as always, if you have a photograph to share, by all means, send to photos@ktvf11.com. Numbers look like this right now at the airport: 39 after a high of 45. The low last night, 1. Record high 1947, record low 1911, down to 56 below that year. Sunrise and sunset 11 hours and 37 minutes. That's a gain of 7 minutes from yesterday. Our satellite and radar, boy, you can really see the flow of moisture and warm air coming in from the south and the southeast and just flooding across the entire state. Again, the Alaska Range blocking out all the moisture. It's all hanging around the Anchorage Bull and south of the Alaska Range. Elsewhere across the state, we have once again more rain falling across southeast Alaska. It's stopped in Ketchikan, but still continuing across Juneau. Kodiak, some rain there. Snow showers at Cold Bay and a mix of rain and snow at Bethel with cloudy skies at Nome 13 and snow flurries in Barrow at 0 degrees. Lower 48 weather, looking at more rain over the Pacific Northwest. Nice weather finally across the Central Plains. Cold temperatures, though cooler temperatures, but it's going to warm up pretty rapidly because the jet stream once again is bringing all the warm air up from the south. At the same time, helping to push across a few areas of snow across the Great Lakes, but that's about it. Nothing really strong expected. Through the weekend, once again, the warm weather will transition from the Pacific all the way across from the west to the east, and more rain and thunderstorms expected over the deep south with colder air across the northern plains. But things are definitely warming up, and that's good news for them. Back to Alaska for tomorrow. Blowing snow at Barrow, a couple inches of snow expected in Nome, and mostly sunny skies in Fort Yukon. In the interior, looking at strong winds continuing for Delta Junction and Healy, mostly cloudy skies at Fairbanks, and Delta Junction winds could gust as high as 60 miles an hour this evening. Periods of rain for both Juneau and Ketchikan, while over the south central sections, or southwest, as I say, snow showers at Bethel and Cold Bay, and areas of snow expected at Kodiak. And over the south central sections, we're looking at rain and snow at Anchorage, snow at Homer, and 2 to 4 inches of snow expected in the Valdez area. Well, once again, time for our kids' weather. All this week talking to the kids from Badger Road Elementary School. And tonight we're going to talk with a teacher with an interesting weather fact.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Castle, and this is my 5th grade class here at Badger Road Elementary School. We have a weather fact to share with you. Class, did you know that a waterspout is a tornado that forms over water? One waterspout in Australia moved back over the land and dropped hundreds of fish.
Wow, that's awesome. Wow, that's awesome.
And of course, next week is spring vacation. So we'll be sharing some interesting weather facts with you each night. Here's what's going on our Thursday night road conditions. You can see blowing and drifting snow at higher elevations for the Steeson Elliott Highway. Down and around the Richardson and Parks Highway, again, as we were talking about earlier, gusty winds, gusting as high as 60 miles an hour at both locations, so keep an eye on that and watch out for some icy spots too. Here's your forecast for the remainder of the night. Increasing high clouds, continue very mild, 12 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast, 40 degrees. Once again, another mild day, cloudy skies, and the extended forecast calling for temperatures to cool off through the weekend. Good for the sled dog racing that starts tomorrow. And we're looking at temperatures to continue that cooling trend into Sunday. The way it looks right now, overnight lows right around 5 degrees each night.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Because of the live report, we're running behind. So with that will wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We hope you join us at 11. Good night.